There's really something to be said about listening to yourself, about doing what you know that you need to do. What's up, Broken Nation? Hope that you're doing well. I apologize for the audio quality today. I am having a rest day after a very, very crazy busy few days. And so I'm recording from my laptop because I'm not in the studio. But as you know, we're doing 365 podcasts this year. And so 360 podcasts it is. Now, often I do record podcasts much in advance. So you'll notice that for the vast majority of time, the quality is not like this. So I appreciate you listening anyway. And trust me, you're going to want to hear this episode. I promise you, because the one thing I'm always thinking about when we are doing podcasts, when we're having conversations, when we're coming together as the Unbroken Nation, is about creating as much value as humanly possible for you guys to give you the tools that I've leveraged in my life that have helped me get to the place that I am in, and to give you the tools that I'm learning in real time that's going to help me get to where I want to go. And as you may have seen on my social recently, I got Unbroken tattooed on my knuckles, which you can see right here. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, thank you. If you're not subscribed to YouTube, please check out Think Unbroken on our YouTube channel, because as we go forward, I'm going to be teaching more visually on this show. One of the big things we're going to work on. So I got Unbroken tattooed on my knuckles. And the reason that I did that is because I recognize that if you do this one thing that I'm about to tell you, everything in your life will be different. Everything. And when I say everything, your relationships, your friendships, your body, your mental, emotional, physical health, your career, your money, your wealth, like literally everything in your life becomes different when you do what I'm about to tell you to do. But most of the time, people won't listen. And it's heartbreaking. It's devastating because it's like, the information, the thing that you need is right here. And trust me, I know it fucking sounds crazy, but this one thing is literally the singular thing that shifted my life forever. And so if you're in this place in your life and you're like, man, I want more. I want to feel happier. I want to feel more content. I want to feel more proud of myself. I want a better relationship. I want more money. I want to heal, right? I want to be able to be authentically myself. I want to show up in the world in a way that makes me feel proud. I want to build confidence. Like the list goes on and on. All the things. You have to understand the truth that if you sit in it, and this is what the thing is, the thing that you have to do, if you do what I'm about to tell you, everything in your life will be different. I swear to you, like, I'm not even bullshitting. This is so important because this has been the thing that I've discovered to be true. This is the same thing that all of my coaching clients that I've coached over the years, tens of thousands of people who've done the programs and the apps and read the books. Like, it's crazy to me when I get an email or a text or a DM from someone and they're like, hey, my life is different. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's go. Like, that's what this is about. Like, you don't have to always be the best. You don't always have to be number one. Like, if you're like me and you're competitive, like, yeah, there's a competitive aspect to everything. But, the most important thing that you can do is just be at peace. And if you can do this, if you can let go, everything in your life will change forever. And letting go is difficult. It feels insurmountable at times. Letting go feels impossible because it's like, we want to harbor these angers and these feelings and these emotions and the pain and the suffering and sometimes the guilt and the shame that comes along with it. And we sit in it and we ruminate in it. And then next thing you know, it's like engulfing our fucking lives. And sometimes you just have to let go. You have to just say, you know what? It is what it is. Do the work around it, heal, grow, change, give yourself space and leniency. But ultimately, the truth is that in letting go, everything in your life becomes different. People ask me all the time, like literally every time I'm on a podcast, they're like, oh, man, how could your mom cut your finger off? How could you have dealt with being homeless as a kid? All the abuse, all the violence, all the pain and suffering and hurt. How can you function in the world? How can you show up authentically as yourself? How can you even be in this position where you're such a different person? It's because I decided to let go. I decided to fucking stop holding on and white knuckling life in this way that was destroying everything around me. Cause like the more that I held on, the more that it just started to implode, like literally implode. It was like the roof was falling down on top of me every single day. And the more I let go, the more that it was easy to just walk through the room as it fell. And letting go isn't about like taking it easy on yourself, right? And there's a concept, and I've talked about it before, whether you're taking care of yourself or you're taking it easy on yourself. And those are two very, very different worlds. But letting go instead of just is sitting in it and being present in this moment, like that's the challenge. Can you be present? Can you be here right now? Not yesterday, not 15 years ago, not 20 years ago, and certainly not tomorrow, and not a week from now, not 10 years from now. Now, of course, you need to go through the journey and heal the past and put yourself in a position to be successful. Therapy, coaching, books, podcasts, the whole nine, like step into it, step into the physical journey, push your body, learn how to heal, give yourself self-love, give yourself care. Don't negotiate with yourself. Go hard, go forward, do all those things every single day, right? Learn how to meditate, learn how to journal. We talk about this all the time. This is not new. It's the execution of it for many of us that is new. And once you can do that, what happens is, and especially through meditation, you can sit in the present moment, just exist as you are, and letting go of all of the past things that have led to this moment. It's not that you hide them or stuff them down or pretend they're not there, because that doesn't fucking work, and you know that. But instead, what you do is you just sit in it and you acknowledge it. And you say, yes, those things have led me to where I am today, but those things do not make me who I am. And for the future, we get so caught up in the future, right? We're like, oh my God, I want all the things now. Why can't I just be healed? Why can't I be happy? Why can't I be a millionaire? Why can't I have it yet? Well, there's a lot of reasons why you can't have it yet. But as long as you have created goals that you are moving towards, that every single day take you a little bit closer, it's one of the adages that Tom Bilyeu taught me that I sit with that profoundly impacted and changed my life in a way that I can't even describe. Only do and say those things that move you towards your goals. And so if you don't know your goals, you need to get super clear on that. I've done a goals workshop. If you go to thinkunbrokenpodcast.com or the YouTube channel, you can watch the goals workshop. And in fact, I'm probably going to do another one soon, because that one's, I think, like a year and a half old. But we did that live, and it was a webinar, and there were a ton of people on watching it. And we'll be doing more of those kind of activities and things. And so, people will get trapped in the future as much as they get trapped in the past. And that's dangerous also, because future thinking creates a massive, here's how I think about it. And this is just my experience. Future thinking creates a massive amount of anxiety. Massive. This has been my experience when I'm like trapped in it. And it's not that you should not be thinking about the future, because you should, and you should be moving towards that. But when you get trapped in that future thinking in this way that is not beneficial to you, because you have become stagnant or you've become frozen because of the things that you're trying to create in your life, well, 9 times out of 10, you just get stuck. Right? And so it's about having those goals and moving towards it, but not letting the goal be the determining factor in the way that you feel about yourself. And so future thinking causes anxiety. And this is my life. Past thinking or rumination for me causes depression, right? Sadness. And you should mourn. I've mourned my childhood many times. Many times. I've mourned the losses of the murders of my best friends. I've mourned, the fact that my brothers and we did not get along together as children, and my sister. Like, I've mourned that stuff. I've mourned the loss of my grandmother. Mourned the loss of my mother, even though she was a drug addict and an alcoholic and hyper abusive. I mourn that. I mourn not having a father. Like, I let those things go through the mourning process, through crying and through healing. But if I get trapped in that shit, oh my God, fuck. Like, that place where you're just in it and everything sucks and you're massively depressed. That to me is because I'm trapped in that past, right? And maybe it's because, I ate some shitty food. Maybe it's because I didn't work out. Maybe it's, I had a drink the night before. I never know, right? You never know what it is. And so having a lot of clarity and listening to yourself is everything, right? And so, be cautious about how you exist in the past during the present, because that's dangerous. And that was dangerous for me. And that's where I caught myself. And then the other thing is like looking at right now, the present, this being the most important thing, like letting go of the past, letting go of the future, and just simply existing right now in this moment and being like, this is where I'm at. This is who I am. This is how I exist. This is my story, my journey, my mission, my everything. This is how I feel today. This is like me. People ask me all the time, they're like, who are you? I'm like, I'm me. I'm me. I don't align with all the other things. Do I do other things? Yes, of course. I write books. I coach. I author. I guess that's writing books. I have these conversations with you guys here on the podcast. I go live on television and I talk on things and I speak on big stages. And, I used to do stand-up comedy and I used to ride bicycles all the time and all blah, blah, blah. All those things are things I've done, but those things are not me, right? I am me as I choose to be right now in this present moment. And that's about embodying the truth about who you are today. Who are you today? You're you because you choose to be you through the actions you take, through the thoughts that you have, through the choices and decisions that you bring into your life. Everything about your life and who you are is present today. And I'm telling you, like, fuck, I wish I could tell you how important it is to let go. Just let go. It's fine. It's fine. You do not have to be subjugated to your own mind. But you've got to do the work around it. And you have to learn. You have to understand the science and the research and listen to these shows. Listen to some of these fucking guests who have been on this podcast. I'm telling you, they will change your life forever. I mean, I've had this show, we have been so fortunate to have some of the greatest minds on planet Earth teach us. Like, go watch the video that Dr. Caroline Leaf and I did together on the YouTube channel, where she breaks down and shows us the structure of literally kind of everything we're talking about here in regard to trauma in the brain. Like, I learned so much in that episode. I've had to listen to it 3 times and I'm still learning from that episode. And so, take advantage of this information, because learning and knowledge is power, period. It just is. It just is. And so my hope for you, my friends, is as you continue down this journey and as you step into what's next in your life, you put yourself in a position of empowering yourself to let go, because it'll fucking change everything forever. This I promise. That's where Unbroken came from. Like, in the essence of it, if I really boiled it down, it was me being like, fuck, every time I'm holding on to all of this pain, all this suffering, all this hurt, all this damage, all this discomfort and shame and guilt, I am feeling broken. Every day I'm just holding on to it. I feel like I don't matter. I feel like the world doesn't love me. I feel like unimportant. There were times where early on I would just sit and be so fucking miserable and mad at the world. And then I realized maybe I don't have to be. And I hope you'll realize that too. Thank you so much for listening, Unbroken Nation. Please go and leave a review. Again, sorry about the audio quality today. I'm not in the studio. I'm just simply at home being present, because it's what my body needs today. But of course, we hold our commitments. We always follow through. And that's how we continue to be unbroken. So that said, my friends, do a favor, leave a review, check us out on YouTube. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It'd mean the world to me if you'd pop over there. Just think Unbroken on YouTube, all the social channels, all the things, you know what it is. Thank you, my friends, for being here. And until next time, be unbroken. I'll see you.